color signature. That's important. Yeah. So Chandogya talks about color signature. Their colors seem to be somewhat different. Ours are red, white, black. Can you elaborate on the correlation between Satchit Ananda and Asti Bhati Priyam? See, Sat also comes from the root As. So Asti also Ras, from which you make the noun present, participle, which is Sat. So to be. So therefore Asti and Sat are one. Bhati means shines and Chit is self-effulgent. So therefore Bhati is equal to Chit. And Ananda or happiness is only that which is dear to me. What is dear to me is myself. And myself is happiness. So happiness is always dear to me. Therefore, what is dear to me? That which is a source of happiness. So Priyam, love, being dear, and happiness always go together. So that's how Asti Bhati Priyam is equivalent, same as Sat Chit Ananda or Satyam Jnana. There is no Sat Chit Ananda mentioned in Upanishad, by the way. What Upanishad mentions Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. And Satyam Jnanam Anantam is translated as Sat Chit Ananda, which is the same as Asti Bhati Priyam. Is there a difference in Jiva and Ahankara, ego? No, they are the same. Call it Ahankara, ego. And what is ego? The product of identification of self with the body, mind, sense complex. So, Atma or the self identified with the body, mind, sense complex is called ego or Jiva. Same thing. What is the Vedantic reason we should take good care of the body other than to sit comfortably for japa? Well, Vedanta prescribes Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, listening to the teacher Shravanam, and then using the reasoning to make firm what I understand from Shravanam and Nididhyasanam in order to gain abundance in my knowledge. So all of this requires at least a very good mind. Shravanam requires an alertness of the mind, a focus of the mind, Chitta Shuddhi and Chitta Ekagrata. And so basically what we require is pure and alert mind. But that can be provided body helps. So what we need is the support or favor of this body, mind, sense complex. So tamakratu pashyati vita shoka dhatu prasadat mahimanam atmanah. Upanishad is expression dhatu prasadat. So dharayati dhatu means this sense organs in the mind is called dhatu, meaning that prasada, prasannata, favor of sense organs we require, of mind, body. We require the favor of the whole personality. Otherwise it will obstruct you from thinking or reflecting or meditating. Therefore, you should take care of good care of the body. Not pampering it, but it should be kept in healthy condition, functioning and healthy. So mind also remains healthy, and so you are able to do what you need to do. And that includes, of course, japa and dhyanam also. Of course, as Kalidaji says, Sharir Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. It's a primary means for dharma or doing good things in life. So, Sharira Adyam Dharma Sadhanam. the primary means of doing dharma or doing the right thing, good code of conduct, living life. That way, healthy body is considered a very important thing. Everything comes from red, white, black. How is there yellow and blue and also in fire, sky, flowers, etc.? Now that we have to ask some experts, physicists, I guess, as to how other colors that we see, other than these three, are also, that is what Upanishad said, that the wise people who recognize this play of three colors everywhere, they are able to identify. Now there are certain objects where these colors are not clear. Then also they know that these colors are there. So where you cannot clearly identify this is red and white and black, it's some kind of a color which is where you don't see this, then also the Upanishad says they know that it is these three colors. Because primarily these are the three colors which make up the universe. And so I guess some combination in some way becomes yellow and blue and vibgyor, So violet and indigo and blue and green and yellow and orange and red and whatever, vibgyor. Or in between you and me, these are all not to be taken as the ultimate word in terms of science. As I said, this is not meant to be a treatise in science. Vedanta is meant to help us gain self-knowledge. And for that to help us do the Viveka, Atma, Anatma Viveka, discrimination between the self, non-self and self. And to let go what is not Atma. That is the primary purpose. And for that different methods are employed, like this here. Other than that, there is no purpose to say that these are the only three colors and there is nothing else, etc. But these three colors are very evident in many places, and therefore it creates in us a conviction. The three colors are given here to create in our mind a conviction that indeed the universe is made up of three colors and three elements, which is Sat. And so that is all Sat. This is stated in order for us to recognize that what is this Sat. So subsequently we will see that this earth is nothing but water, and there is nothing but fire, and there is nothing but Sat. So reducing one into the other. So we say there is a sequence of creation from Sat, fire, water, earth. Now you reverse the order from earth to the water to fire to Sat. So that is the purpose of this whole thing. You should not attach anything more than that in terms of colors found. This is not a scientific treatise. What is purpose here is to help us understand the reality of things. What is Satyam and what is Mithya.
Seven colors come from the seven horses of the sun. So
Yeah. 7 horses. Well, the 7 horses of 7 colors. Really speaking, 7 horses stand for the 7 meters of Rigveda. This idea of colors, I think, came later on with other people, but originally the 7 stands for the 7 meters of Rigveda. And sun is Trayimaya. Sun is supposed to be nothing but the embodiment of the Vedas. And so these meters in the Vedas are depicted as the 7 horses originally. Not 7, we didn't have 7 days. And 7 colors, whatever, I guess. But what we knew is the 7 meters. What is your view of free will? So, very often this question arises, is there something called free will? Yes. I'm right now experiencing the results of the karma that I performed in the past. And I perform those actions deliberately and therefore I am experiencing result. But Swamiji, why did I deliberate like that at that time? Because in my mind those thoughts arose, therefore I deliberated. But who put those thoughts? That was prarabdha. But then how did that happen? So if you keep on tracing like that, free will also seems to be controlled. Free will doesn't seem to be free. But even though I say that I made the decision, ultimately decision was made according to the thought that occurred in my mind. Who created the previous karma? Alright. How was that? Because of that thought. Who created that previous karma? So either you can keep on tracing everything to karma done by me, or to the inspiration that I got which was given to me. Because karma is done by me, that is called free will. Inspiration was given to me, that is called prarabdha, or that is, so depends on how you look at a given thing. In short, anything can be interpreted either as free will or the will of Ishvara, which is called destiny. Thus, we say that nothing in the universe can be determined to be so and so. That is anirvachaniya, or is mithya. So, but all we can say is that there is something called free will, because I do have choices. When I am at a point of responding to somebody, maybe I want to misguide that person for whatever reason. At that time, from within me, there is a voice which says, Swamiji, say this, say truth. I want to tell a lie to the customs officer. I don't have anything to declare dutiable to save the customs duty. But something within me says, no, tell the truth. So thus I have a choice to tell the truth at that time. That shows that there is a choice. And choice means free will. So there is freedom to choose. Otherwise there is no responsibility at all. We cannot be accountable if we did not have free will. For example, in Ahmedabad we have camel pulled the cart. Camels pulling the cart. And there is a driver. And the camel always looks like that, in the air. So when traffic light comes, right, also this camel doesn't, it keeps continuing. So policeman gives the ticket or fines, it's not camel that will fine. Who will fine? The owner of the camel. Because camel doesn't have free will. This fellow has. He could have stopped that camel and he did not. So human beings have responsibility. That can be there only when there is free will. No creature other than human being has responsibility because they have no free will. Meaning that only human being can do adharma. He alone can violate the values. Nobody else will do. They always follow dharma. Since I have freedom to violate dharma, I have freedom to tell a lie. I have freedom to hurt somebody. I have freedom to cheat somebody. I have freedom to violate the value. That shows I have freedom. That shows I have free will. You follow? That there is free will. But when a given thing happens, it's always a combination of free will and destiny. So again coming to Bala Swamiji, what is free will and what is destiny? What you confront is destiny, the way you respond is free will. So that was his definition, Meaning what you cannot control is destiny, what you can control is free will. So Lord Krishna says, Karmanyavadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Karma, the effort, is what you can control, so exercise of free will. Take the responsibility. As far as karma phala is concerned, you cannot control. So that is called destiny. Therefore do not don't judge yourself by the result or outcome. Judge yourself by the effort. So when Lord Krishna is karmanyavadikaraste, there is an acceptance of free will there. Mahaphaleshu kadachana, then you do not control the outcome. So don't try to control the outcome, because then you are misusing your free will. But at the same time, take the responsibility for the action. That's where the free will is. So yes, we have the free will. So we can't escape the responsibility. So a human being has a responsibility, and that is stressful. This business of responsibility causes a lot of stress. And uncertainty of the outcome is another stress. Two things cause stress. But basically our concern about outcome causes all the stress. So when I have to perform an action, there is always a question, will I be successful or not? Will the outcome be favorable or not? That causes stress. So Lord Krishna says, be ready to accept the outcome as it comes. Siddha siddhyo samobhutva. Be even-minded to success and failure. Then no anxieties. Failure comes, thank you God. Success comes, thank you. Failure, you say thank you. You can say success, maybe you can say thank you, perhaps smilingly. Failure, thank you. But anyway, there is an attempt to accept that also as prasada of Ishvara.
So Swamiji, these animals will always remain animals throughout?
If you look at the law of karma, then animal or any embodiment is there for exhausting a certain amount of karma. When that karma is exhausted, next karma is waiting. That will decide what the next birth will be. So birth is decided by karma, not by us. So what is the outstanding karma? That will decide. So some outstanding karma decided that this creature will become animal, this jiva. When it is over, next powerful karma will decide what the next birth is. That is over on the powerful karma.
Swamiji, isn't it that Bharat, then he got so much attached to the deer, he came as a deer next life and then back to human life because of his good karmas?
Yeah, but because of his karma of attachment to deer, he goes born as deer. When that karma is over, then his previous good karma worked on him and gave him the right good birth. If one does not take food, including water, will he die after 15 days? May not. I don't know. There have been cases where people have lived longer, Again, as I said, this is a prakriya. To tell you how the mind is a product of food. That's about all. No further questions on this. Because I do not know that if you do not eat for 15 days that you lose your memory. I don't know. Maybe you may have a sharper memory. Who knows? Your mind becomes purified. When you fast, there is purification of mind and you may have a sharp. I don't know. This one says he lost all his memory. So we accept it. I have not tried it. So if you try and stay hungry for 15 days, water is not to be stopped, understand? In fact, my teachers say drink as much water as you want. Because water sustains prana. Food sustains the mind, water sustains prana. So you want to live, you will be alive for 15 days. So take water, but not food. So his mind did not get nourishment. So he lost all the kalas coming from food. So that is the story. Okay.
Swamiji, Mahatma Gandhi kept fast without water or with water?
No, he used to take some juice and stuff like that, or water with some salts and what something. But he kept that. Yeah. this idea of this fasting is caught up, so now I'm like, not Taittiriya, but Mandukya Upanishad talks of 19 mouths. A saint recently put on WhatsApp that 90% of nourishment for the body comes through air. We breathe. %. If so, why eating gross food is so essential that many of us find hard to fast even for a day? But the fact remains that if you fast, you will die someday. If you stop eating food, if not in 15 days, 20 days, 30 days, someday you will die, for sure. So it is true that the food sustains the life, there is no question about it. Whether 90% comes from air or not, I do not know. We continue to breathe anyway. But even if you continue to breathe and stop eating food, you will die, for sure. No, because there are people who do this. That's called Santara. Giants do that. And they just stop eating and die in course of time. Somebody takes 7 days, 14 days, one took 59 days, But ultimately you die without food. So how come many of us find hard to fast even for a day? That is psychological, I think, We think something will happen to us. Or just too much attachment to food and eating, that's about all. How did some devotees did tapas for a long time without eating or drinking? As I said, the body has a lot of reserve energy. And as long as the reserve lasts, so long you can use that reserve. But that reserve will come to an end someday. If you don't supply, it will come to an end. There are stories, of course, that for 6 months, Parvati did tapasya with some leaves and, I guess so, but, this is what are all stories, and so we accept that it must be so. Because we can't be model for equating Parvati, and she must be something else. And so many rishis have done that. So, Dhruva also was ultimately eating only air, that's all. And that also he stopped. He was eating leaves, water, then leaves, then air, that also he stopped. And when he stopped air also, then the whole world shook up. And so God himself had to come to quiet. And Devata says, please stop him. Because his tapasya has created so much fire that we are burning. So much energy. So his tapasya was told. So Lord Vishnu himself came. So the end of his tapasya came. That's how the story is. Kindly explain what is meant by Chit Jada Granthi. Chit means consciousness. Jada means inert. Granthi means a knot. So, Manusyoham, I am a human being. When I say the I am is Chit, human being is Jada. Human being is the attribute of the body, which is inert, Jada. And I am is the self-effulgent existence or consciousness. So when I say I am a human being, I am joining the two. There is no real joining, but I am as though joining by adhyasa, superimposition. So it's a granthi or the knot. Maharaj used to call the unholy wedlock, So wedlock between what? Purusha, unholy wedlock. Generally wedlock is holy. They always call it holy wedlock, isn't it? The unholy wedlock. Between what? Between self and non-self. Chijjara. Vedanta doesn't use this expression much, but the Vishishtadvaita people use this expression because then they have a different model. But Chijjara Granthi means the superimposition of Anatma and vice versa. You can imagine the frugality, that the whole paper is available and a person is writing, not to waste paper, I guess, Except I need a microscope to read what it is, or a looking glass. Is there a difference between, thank God nobody writes names, so there's no problem. Otherwise I would not have said this, But since I also do not know, and you also don't know who this person is, so it works all right. Is there a difference between Ekatvam and Abhedam as far as Jiva and Brahman are concerned? Ekatvam and Abheda are the same. So Ananyatvam and Abhinnatvam, they are two different things. Ananyatvam, non-separatedness. Abheda is identity. And so, two relationships. An actor putting on a costume of beggar, or XY, that's a beggar. So what is the relationship between an actor and the beggar? In the words of Pujya Swamiji, B is equal to A, but A is not equal to B. What is B? Beggar. What is A? Actor. B is equal to A. The beggar is not separate from actor. Actor is separate from beggar. So relationship between the beggar and actor is one of ananyatvam, that there cannot be a beggar without the actor. But between king, who is actor, and beggar, who is actor, there is what? Abheda, because both of them are one. So relationship between Brahman and Jagat is one of ananyatvam. Jagat cannot be without Brahman. But relation between Brahman and Jiva is Abheda. Brahman and Jiva or Atma are one. So ananyatvam, abhinnatvam. Abhinnatvam doesn't create duality. It's a relation between the Satya and Mithya. Mithya cannot be without Satya. Satya is independent of Mithya. Name Rama existed even before the birth of Lord Rama. Is that right? Name Rama existed even before the birth of Lord Rama. I guess sage Vasishtha gave the name Rama, so it must have been there. Usually when we assign name to somebody, the name must be around, then we assign, unless he made up the name, maybe. So, alright, let's say name Rama existed even before the birth of Lord Rama. Okay. While japa one mantra automatically switched over to another mantra. So what is it? Is it a question or a statement? Is not clear. It is said that all japa mantras finally converge as Rama. Is that said that, Swamiji? It is said that all japa mantras finally converge as Rama. But not Rama as a word. Rama is Ishvara. Nama Japa Mahima. Please throw light on these above. Name Rama existed even before birth of Lord Rama. Quite likely. By the way, the word Rama is not found anywhere in the Vedas. Or Radha is not found anywhere in Bhagavatam, etc. So no. Says, so Paroksha Priya evahi devaha. The devatas do not like to be mentioned directly, and therefore the indirect mention. So in Veda there is no word called Rama. And if you want to trace everything to Veda, then it says no, Rama is there, but unmanifest way. Japa mantra automatically switch to another mantra. There is not necessarily rule. Sometimes if you chant several mantras, then it's likely that the mind may switch from one to the other. So that is why they say it is always desirable to stay with one mantra, so that the mind can focus. It's, and then get the most out of that mantra. Ultimately, purpose of chanting the mantra is to become one with the deity that mantra stands for. First, to get the grace, and finally, to become one. It is said all japa mantras finally converge as Rama. I don't know where it is said. I have not come across this. That all japa mantras converge into Rama. You don't have to. What is Nama Japa Mahima? The glory or greatness of the japa reciting Nama. So our Swami will tell you, Tulsidas says, there is Nama and Nami. There is a name and the one and Rupa. Rupa means one who stands for the name. Nama and Rupa. So our Rama is a Rupa and name Rama is Nama. So who is greater? Is the name Rama greater or Lord Rama greater? Tulsidas says the name Rama is greater. Why? Because when you call somebody by name, you automatically draw their attention. They come. So you have been saying Rama doesn't come, then you not say it again and again. Because when Rama feels that my name is called, then he will come. When you say Rama, he doesn't feel that is my name. He is uttering some word. But the point is that the Rama comes when you call him by his name. So who is first and who is second? The name Rama precedes the form Rama. You see, I utter Rama Rama, as a result Lord Rama comes. So earlier is name Rama, later is Lord Rama. So usually the relation between the servant, master and servant is that master walks ahead and servant follows him. Here Nama comes ahead and Rupa follows. So who is master? Nama. Who is servant? Rupa. So who is greater? Nama is greater than Lord Rama. Meaning that keep on reciting Nama, Rama, 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 any name. And it has the potential of bringing Lord Rama. That's the japa, Mahima of japa. And that was established by Valmiki, the first one. So who was given this mantra? By Sage Narada or by Saptarshi, that two stories are there. But then he did not know what it means. He just said, Mara, 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 Mara. There was so much conviction. He was so disillusioned by all relations in life that he said, there is nothing in this life. So tremendous vairagya came when he went home and asked, you are all sharing in my sin or not? So, no, we share with your wealth, not with your papa. These fellows are all selfish. And so disillusioned. So immediate vairagya. And so he just Rama, 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 Mara, Mara became Rama, Rama, Rama. I don't know how long it went on. After a long time again, Sage Narada or Saptarshi happened to pass by. Where is that person who was here? Somebody pointed out at the anthill from there. Rama, Rama, Rama was coming. When he opened, then he was merged in Rama. So name transformed him from supposedly a bandit or robber into a sage. It's a japa mahima. Completely transforms. It's a very powerful thing.
Swamiji, the name could have been earlier because Rama is only the seventh avatar of Vishnu. So before that there are 6 or 7 avatars. So the Rama name could have been existing earlier.
Could have been.
Even Parashurama is there, as he is So Rama would have been derived from that. We are taking Rama as a god only from the seventh avatar which has happened. What we are all referring to is the seventh avatar of Mahavishnu as Rama.
True. But if like, so what? Suppose name existed earlier, that's all right. We have no problem with that. So name existed before Rama, that's all right. Because name is greater than Rama anyway, that we just said. So it existed before also. Cognition doesn't show continuity, recognition establishes continuity. Could you please explain this more in depth? Isn't cognition necessary for recognition? See, cognition means perception. So my eyes reveal to me a form. That's called cognition. Now what that form is, that my eyes do not tell me. But when I see a form, that triggers a memory. And then my memory says, hey, the same person that I saw, then there is a recognition. So in recognition, there is the cognition plus memory makes recognition. Cognition is not recognition. I just see an object. That this is a part is from the memory. That this object having such and that shape, a narrow mouth and a bigger, large stomach, that's how they define a part. So when I see that, so this shape is what my eyes reveal to me, or color. My mind says that this is a part. So then I say this is a part. Even to say this is a part also is recognition. My eyes do not say this is a part, understand? My eyes merely say it reveals this only form of the object or the color of the object. That's why you look at the tree, it doesn't tell you what the tree is. If that tree triggers a memory, oh, this is Margosa tree, some tree or the other. That's recognition. So recognition involves the cognition of perception and the memory. So what more can I say? Any further thing?
Swamiji, if the mind doesn't know, the eyes don't see. Because if the mind does not have the memory of something, and even if it's sitting in front of you, like this diamond lying here, and if the person doesn't know it's a diamond, eyes won't even, will ignore it, will not cognize it even, what it is, because the mind doesn't
No. Eyes reveal the object.
But if the mind doesn't know what it is,
That's not the point. What is called cognition is eyes reveal the object, its color, a form. Then the mind recognizes that as a diamond. Your mind doesn't recognize, it just remains a simple object. But eyes always see when something is in front. So that's why the problem. Only jeweler knows that this is a diamond. We think there's a piece of glass or something, We create a dream world in which we are also present and experience the pains and pleasures of the dream world forgetting completely our real nature as a vehicle. I read in one of the publications of Brahmana Ashram purported to be teachings of Brahmana Maharshi that Brahman in the same way projects a world and enters into all jivas in order to experience this. But that's what we've been talking about, isn't it? Whether you call it Brahman or Sat, the whole world is projected, the inform three element model, etc. So, in a manner, the jivas completely forget their real nature. That's what we said. When he enters here and identifies, he takes himself as a jiva, and so therefore he is not aware of his true nature. So that's how we have to go back to our true nature. So yes, this is what Vedanta says. What is said by Ramana Maharshi is not different from what Vedanta teaches. Is mind with 16 parts same as brain with 16 parts? No. Brain is the locus for manifestation of mind. So there is subtle body and there is corresponding gross body. So there is subtle faculty of seeing. The eyes that we have is a gross counterpart of the subtle faculty of seeing. The ears are the gross counterpart of the faculty of hearing. So all faculties are part of subtle body. And each faculty requires a locus for its manifestation. Similarly, brain also is the locus where mind manifests. Brain is not the mind. This, whatever thing is not ear according to us. The faculty of hearing is subtle body, and here this what we call ear is the place, is a locus called locus for manifestation of that. And so brain is not mind. So person's brain can die when he dies, but the mind remains. So when he goes there, he gets, he carries mind with him. Otherwise, so subtle body goes from one embodiment to other with all the faculties. Depending what the next body is, whereas all or some faculties may become manifest. I don't know if brain has 16 parts, I don't know. Is brain supposed to have 16 parts? No, not brain with 16 parts, mind. And the parts also, as we say, that is to say how the food actually contributes to these 15 parts of the faculty of thinking or mind. Not that there are 16, parts in that sense. Okay, I think this is some kind of a little, humorous question, I guess. If Bengal is only gold, what accounts for making charges? Why does this fellow charge? That's called business. It's called value addition. In business, it's called value addition. So that's why he charges money. But he does not return that money when you sell that. For all-round well-being, should we replace GDP, gross domestic product, with PDG, pure Deshi Ghee index? If Advaita as a discipline is not all-encompassing, does it also become mithya? I don't know what is all-encompassing. I don't understand the question. So anyway, I don't think this person is very serious in asking these questions. Okay, Swami, we are done with the questions.